Welcome, and thanks for joining me. Tonight, let this story carry you away on a gentle journey through the stars. It's a tale of wonder, discovery, and the quiet beauty of the cosmos. This is designed to help you relax, unwind, and drift into a peaceful sleep. So find your coziest spot, take a deep breath, and let the soothing rhythm of the stars guide you. Close your eyes and let us begin. In the quiet town of Larkspur, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, the night sky was a canvas of endless stars. It was here, in this serene place, that young Alara spent her evenings gazing at the heavens, dreaming of distant galaxies and uncharted worlds. Her fascination with the cosmos was no secret. Her room was adorned with star charts, model rockets, and glow-in-the-dark constellations. But tonight was different. Tonight, Alara was about to embark on a journey that would take her far beyond her wildest dreams. Alara's father, Dr. Elias Thorne, was an astrophysicist working on a top-secret project known as the Starlight Initiative. For years, he had been developing a spacecraft capable of faster-than-light travel, a vessel that could traverse the vast expanse of space in a fraction of the time that it would take with conventional technology. The project had been shrouded in secrecy, but Dr. Thorne had always shared his passion for the stars with his daughter. He had promised her that one day they would explore the cosmos together. That day has finally come. As the clock struck midnight, Alara and her father stood at the edge of the Larkspur spaceport, their breaths visible in the cool night air. The Starlight Voyager, the culmination of Dr. Thorne's life's work. It loomed before them like a silver beacon. Its sleek aerodynamic design was a testament to human ingenuity, and its hull shimmered with a faint, otherworldly glow. "Are you ready, Alara?" Dr. Thorne asked, his voice filled with both excitement and apprehension. Alara nodded, her heart pounding in her chest. She had waited for this moment her entire life, and now that it was here, she could barely believe it was real. Together, they boarded the Starlight Voyager, the airlock sealing behind them with a soft hiss. The interior of the spacecraft was a marvel of technology and comfort. The walls were lined with touch-sensitive panels that displayed real-time data on the ship's systems, and the central command console was a symphony of blinking lights and holographic displays. The living quarters were cozy, with soft, ergonomic furniture and large viewports that offered a breathtaking view of the stars. As the engines hummed to life, Alara felt a surge of adrenaline. The countdown began, and she gripped the armrests of her seat, her eyes fixed on the viewport. The ground beneath them trembled as the Starlight Voyager lifted off, its engines roaring with power. In a matter of seconds, they were soaring through the atmosphere, the blue sky giving way to the inky blackness of space. Alara's breath caught in her throat as she gazed at the earth below, a swirling mosaic of blues and greens. It was a sight she had seen countless times in photographs and videos, but nothing could compare to seeing it with her own eyes. The planet grew smaller and smaller until it was just a tiny speck in the vastness of space. "Welcome to the cosmos, Alara," Dr. Thorne said, his voice filled with pride. "This is just the beginning." Chapter 2. The Journey Begins. The Starlight Voyager's faster-than-light engine, known as the Quantum Drive, was a marvel of human engineering. It utilized a combination of quantum entanglement and exotic matter to create a warp bubble around the spacecraft, allowing it to travel at speeds that defied the laws of physics. The journey to their first destination, a distant star system known as Epsilon Eridani. This would take just a few days instead of the decades it would have taken with conventional propulsion. As the quantum drive engaged, Alara felt a strange sensation, as if the very fabric of reality was shifting around her. The stars outside the viewport blurred into streaks of light, and the spacecraft seemed to glide effortlessly through the cosmos. It was a surreal experience, one that left her both exhilarated and slightly disoriented. Over the next few days, Alara and her father settled into a routine. They spent their mornings conducting experiments and monitoring the ship's systems, and their afternoons exploring the vast library of knowledge stored in the Starlight Voyager's database. Alara was particularly fascinated by the holographic star maps, which allowed her to navigate the cosmos from the comfort of the ship's observation deck. One evening, as they sat in the observation deck, Dr. Thorne shared a story from his early days as an astrophysicist. He spoke of a time when he had been part of a team that discovered a mysterious signal emanating from a distant star system. The signal had been faint, but it had a pattern that suggested it was of intelligent origin. Despite years of research, they had never been able to decipher its meaning. "That's one of the reasons I wanted to build the Starlight Voyager," Dr. Thorne said, his eyes gleaming with excitement. "To explore the unknown, to seek out the mysteries of the universe and uncover its secrets." Alara listened intently, her imagination ignited by her father's words. She couldn't wait to see what wonders awaited them in the Epsilon Eridani system. Chapter 3. The Epsilon Eridani System. After several days of travel, the Starlight Voyager emerged from warp speed on the outskirts of the Epsilon Eridani system. The star, a brilliant orange orb, dominated the viewpoint, its light casting a warm glow over the spacecraft. The system was home to several planets, each with its own unique characteristics. The first planet they approached was a gas giant, its swirling atmosphere a mesmerizing tapestry of colors. Dr. Thorne guided the Starlight Voyager into orbit and then spent several hours studying the planet's composition and weather patterns. Alara was particularly fascinated by the massive storms that raged across the planet's surface, their swirling clouds forming intricate patterns that seemed almost artistic. Next, they visited a rocky, barren world with a thin atmosphere and a surface scarred by countless impact craters. Dr. Thorne speculated that the planet had once been home to a thriving ecosystem, but a catastrophic event had wiped out all life, leaving behind a desolate wasteland. Alara couldn't help but feel a sense of melancholy as she gazed at the lifeless landscape. a reminder of the fragility of existence. The final planet in the system was a small, icy world with a subsurface ocean. Dr. Thorne was particularly excited about this discovery, as it raised the possibility of extraterrestrial life. They deployed a probe to collect samples from the ocean, and that data came back, and it was promising. The water was rich in organic compounds, and there were signs of microbial life. "It's incredible," Dr. Thorne said, his voice filled with awe. "Even in the most inhospitable environments, life finds a way to thrive." Alara felt a surge of excitement. They were on the brink of a monumental discovery, one that could change the course of human history. Chapter 4: The Signal. As they prepared to leave the Epsilon Eridani system, Dr. Thorne received an unexpected transmission. It was a signal, faint but unmistakable, coming from a distant star system on the edge of their star charts. The signal had the same pattern as the one they had encountered years ago, the one that had never been deciphered. "This is it," Dr. Thorne said, his voice trembling with excitement. "This could be the breakthrough we've been waiting for." Elara's heart raced as she listened to the signal. It was a series of pulses, each one slightly different from the last, forming a complex system that seemed almost musical. She couldn't help but wonder who or what had sent it. Dr. Thorne quickly plotted a course for the source of the signal, and the Starlight Voyager's quantum drive propelled them towards the unknown. As they traveled, Alara spent hours analyzing the signal, trying to decipher its meaning. She was determined to uncover the secrets it held. After several days of travel, they arrived at the source of the signal, a small, rocky planet orbiting a dim red star. The planet's surface was covered in a dense, swirling fog, making it difficult to see what lay beneath. Dr. Thorne guided the Starlight Voyager into a low orbit, and they began scanning the planet's surfaces. The scans revealed a series of structures hidden beneath the fog, their shapes and patterns unlike anything they had ever seen. Dr. Thorne was convinced that they were of intelligent origin, and he was determined to investigate further. "We need to get close," he said, his voice filled with determination. "We need to see what's down there." Alara felt a mix of excitement and apprehension as they prepared to descend to the planet's surface. She had always dreamed of exploring new worlds, but the thought of encountering an alien civilization was both thrilling and terrifying. Chapter 5: The Discovery. The Starlight Voyager's landing was smooth, the spacecraft touching down on a flat, rocky plain surrounded by towering cliffs. The fog was thick, reducing visibility to just a few meters, but the ship's sensors indicated that the structures were nearby. Alara and Dr. Thorne donned their environmental suits and stepped out onto the planet's surface. The air was cold and damp, and the ground was covered in a fine powdery dust. They moved cautiously, their suit lights cutting through the fog as they made their way towards the structures. As they approached, the shapes began to take form. The structures were massive, their surfaces covered in intricate carvings and symbols that glowed with a faint, ethereal light. Alara felt a sense of awe as she gazed at them. her mind racing with questions. Who had built them? What was their purpose? Dr. Thorne was equally captivated, his eyes scanning the carvings as he tried to decipher their meaning. He recognized some of the symbols from the signal they had received, and he was convinced that they held the key to understanding the civilization that had created them. As they explored further, they came across a large circular door set into the side of one of the structures. The door was covered in the same glowing symbols, and it seemed to pulse with a faint, rhythmic energy. Dr. Thorne placed his hand on the door, and to their astonishment, it began to open. Inside, they found a vast, cavernous chamber filled with more carvings and symbols. The walls were lined with what appeared to be control panels, their surfaces covered in glowing buttons and switches. In the center of the chamber was a large circular platform, its surface covered in a complex pattern of lights. Dr. Thorne approached the platform, his eyes wide with excitement. "This is it," he said, his voice filled with awe. "This is the source of the signal." Elara felt a surge of excitement as she joined her father on the platform. The lights began to pulse in rhythm with the signal, and she realized that they were standing in the heart of an ancient communication device. As they activated the device, the chamber was filled with a soft, melodic hum. The carvings on the walls began to glow brighter, and the symbols seemed to come to life. The display showed a series of images, each one depicting a different scene from the civilization's history. Elara and Dr. Thorne watched in awe as the story unfolded before them. The civilization had been ancient, their technology far more advanced than anything humanity had ever seen. They had explored the cosmos, seeking out new worlds and new life forms. But something had gone wrong. A catastrophic event had forced them to abandon their home, scattering their people across the stars. The final image showed a group of beings standing on a rocky plain, their hands raised towards the sky. The symbols around them formed a message, one that Dr. Thorne was able to decipher. "They're calling for help," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "They're asking for someone to help find them, to bring them home." Elara felt a lump in her throat as she realized the significance of their discovery. They had found the remnants of an ancient civilization, one that had been lost to the cosmos, and now they had a chance to fulfill their plea. As they left the chamber and made their way back to the Starlight Voyager, Elara couldn't shake the feeling of awe and wonder that had settled over her. The discovery was monumental, but it also raised countless questions. Who were these beings? What had caused their civilization to fall? And where were they now? Back on the ship, Dr. Thorne began analyzing the data they had collected, his mind racing with possibilities. Elara joined him, her own thoughts swirling with excitement and curiosity. They spent hours poring over the symbols and carvings, trying to piece together the story of the ancient civilization. As they worked, Elara couldn't help but feel a sense of connection to the beings who had created the structures. They had been explorers, just like her, driven by a desire to understand the universe and their place within it. And now, their legacy lived on, waiting to be discovered by those who dared to venture into the unknown. The discovery was just the beginning. Alara knew that there was still so much to learn, so many mysteries to uncover. But for now, she allowed herself to bask in the wonder of it all, to dream of the possibilities that lay ahead. As the Starlight Voyager lifted off from the planet's surface and soared back into the stars, Alara felt a sense of peace. They had uncovered a piece of the universe's history, a story that had been waiting to be told. And now, they were part of that story, their own journey intertwined with the legacy of an ancient civilization. The cosmos was vast, and there were countless wonders waiting to be discovered. But for now, Alara was content to let the stars guide her, to follow the path that had been laid out before her. The journey had only just begun, and she couldn't wait to see where it would take her next. Chapter 6: The Return. As they left the planet and returned to the Starlight Voyager, Alara and Dr. Thorne were filled with a sense of purpose. They had uncovered a mystery that had been hidden for millennia, and they were determined to solve it. The journey back to Earth was filled with excitement and anticipation. They spent their time analyzing the data they had collected, trying to piece together the story of the ancient civilization. Alara was particularly fascinated by the symbols and carvings, and she spent hours studying them, trying to decipher their meaning. When they finally arrived back on Earth, they were greeted with a hero's welcome. The scientific community was abuzz with excitement, and the discovery of the ancient civilization was hailed as one of the greatest achievements in human history. Dr. Thorne was invited to speak at conferences and symposiums around the world, sharing the story of their journey and the discoveries they had made. Alara, now a young woman, continued to study the symbols and carvings, determined to uncover the secrets they held. Years passed, and the Starlight Voyager became a symbol of humanity's potential. It inspired a new generation of explorers, each one eager to follow in the footsteps of Alara and her father. The quest to find a lost civilization became a global effort, with scientists and researchers from around the world working together to decipher the ancient message. And then, one day, they succeeded. The message was a set of coordinates, a map that led to a distant star system. It was a call to action, a plea for help from a civilization that had been lost to the cosmos. Alara, now a renowned astrophysicist, was chosen to lead the mission. She would captain the Starlight Voyager on its next journey, a journey that would take her to the far reaches of the galaxy in search of the lost civilization. As she stood on the observation deck of the Starlight Voyager, gazing out at the stars, Alara felt a sense of peace. She had spent her life dreaming of the cosmos, and now she was about to embark on the greatest adventure of all. The engines hummed to life, and the Starlight Voyager lifted off, its hull shimmering with a faint, otherworldly glow. Alara felt a surge of excitement as the stars blurred into streaks of light, and the spacecraft glided effortlessly through the cosmos. She was ready to explore the unknown, to seek out the mysteries of the universe and to uncover its secrets, ready to fulfill the plea of an ancient civilization and bring them home. As the Starlight Voyager disappeared into the vastness of space, Alara knew that this was just the beginning. The cosmos was vast, infinite, and there were countless wonders waiting to be discovered. The journey had only just begun. Epilogue: The Legacy. Years later, the Starlight Voyager returned to Earth, its mission a success. Alara and her crew had found the lost civilization, a thriving society that had been hidden away in a distant star system. The reunion was a moment of joy and celebration, a testament to the power of exploration and the resilience of life. The discovery of the lost civilization changed the course of human history. It inspired a new era of cooperation and exploration as humanity reached out to the stars in search of new worlds and new life forms. The Starlight Voyager became a symbol of hope, a reminder that no matter how vast the cosmos, there was always the possibility of discovery. Alara, now an elder stateswoman, continued to inspire future generations. She spent her days sharing the story of her journey, encouraging young minds to dream of the stars and reach for the unknown. And as she gazed out at the night sky, she knew that the legacy of the Starlight Voyager would live on. The cosmos was vast, and there were countless wonders waiting to be discovered. The journey had once again only just begun. As you close your eyes and drift off to sleep, let the story of Alara and the Starlight Voyager fill your dreams. Imagine the vastness of space, the endless possibilities, and the wonders that await. And remember, no matter how far you travel, the stars will always be there to guide you home. Good night.